Damn, this is a crazy pivot and not our normal, but I feel like it's one that should be at the top. Texas abortion law being passed this past week. Britt, you just coming from there too? Nah, nigga, don't get PC now. That nigga say abortion. Nigga, you see what these prices is here? I'm moving. I'm fucking with you. That's terrible. Sorry, y'all.
Nah, it is. I don't
know.
Wait,
Can you set it up properly and explain exactly what took place, what the policy is, before we just get on here saying anything?
Because I got anything for sure.
I have a whole bag of anything.
Hey.
Just a whole bag of it. I'll toss it to everybody else if they want.
It's all good. I'm good. In honor of the B-Day. Perfect topic.
Yo, I mean, it's just basically like women are not going to be able to like get abortions more or less at a reasonable timeline. I think it's like it's not 6 weeks. It's more than that. But whatever the timeline is like if you were to accidentally get pregnant and you have to wait for it to like miss your period, like depending on when in that timeline you got pregnant, at some point, like by the time you wait and find out that you missed a period, there's a chance that you could not be able to then have an abortion because of like what their timeline.
Because women are late. Oh, like it happens. Yeah.
And it's the amount of weeks matters, right? So that whole thing, but that's my like PC side.
So you should probably book your appointment right after you have sex. Yeah. But just in case.
Do it from this side. Oh no.
I think what makes me fucked up is just the exhaustion of trying to like fight a system from the outside of it.
It's motherfucker. No, you really gotta put everything in it. You gotta that motherfucker.
Nigga, all those push-ups you've been doing, you can.
Do both of those at the same time.
Oh shit!
But I think it's fighting a system from outside of the system just feels kind of exhausting to me at this point at 32, I guess, and just living life. Like,
what is the outside part?
I mean, like, I think so much of like what people say or talk about is like how society should be. We always want to talk about how things should be, and it's like that's what makes things damn near performative, because all we do is talk about how shit should be, and we're not actually doing anything within it to like change it. So like, yes, they want to talk about like changing these laws, but I'm like, at the end of the day, anything in America that's been battled about for decades, there is a bag connected to it.
Come on.
Like they don't care about what you do with your body. Everybody's like, it shouldn't be a man's choice. Oh, like they don't give a fuck what you do with your body. There is a bag connected to this in some way that is so prominent that like this is still a fucking issue. And I go, if that's the case, like I just think when it comes to America and power structures and money, you can say all you want about how things should be, but it's not going to fucking matter. Like, you got to be able to get in there and, like, to have any really change and influence means you're going to have a real bag and you're going to have real influence. Anything outside of that feels like conversation.
How do you
for the sake of conversation.
How do you not only own that space, but when challenged in that space, continue to show up? And what I mean is, I feel like this with obvious differences. It's a similar space that we all are occupying, where it's like one of access, of opportunity, but also maintaining the empathy that may come in the emotional part, where it's not, the emotional really don't have no value, and it's like transaction. Like, nobody, fuck your feelings, fam. Like, nobody trying to hear none of that. But I come from this place, so I'm maintaining my empathy, but I know what time it is over here, and it's just a different game. How do How do you hold that down and own that space, knowing that as a woman, though? Because I feel like that shit's different. Like niggas get a lot of terrain and a lot of, just whatever the fuck to be like, nigga, that's some soft shit. At the end of the day, like even in the lens of the blackness, it's like, yo, be empathetic to the poor folks and those that don't have. But there's a certain capacity where niggas can just be like, oh, that nigga's soft, and just disregard it and pivot. Where women have to love on not only black people as a whole, but especially black men, and be like, coddle them, and nobody's calling that nigga soft. So how do you own that space as a woman with that mentality?
I mean, a lot of times it's just conversations that I know just not to even engage in, because people talk a lot about being open-minded, but what they mean is that they think that their version of what they think is open-minded, but it doesn't actually mean by the definition of what open-minded is. So my thing is, I think, especially working in school systems for 10 fucking years and hearing people tell you shit all the time and you there for the kids and all this other shit, but you recognize, oh, this is a bunch of bureaucracy that's never about to fucking change. It changes how you then move in the world, where you're just like, oh, like, we just talking. We're not doing shit. Right. We just talking. And the people who have been making decisions are still fucking making decisions. Like, the people, that's why I'm like, people, this is a whole other rant, but people in power are apolitical. Huh. Like, there is no person in power who's like, I am a Republican. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. What are you talking about? They're outside of the chess game moving the pieces. We're the people in the fucking chess game arguing about, are we black or white on the board?
Yeah, but they've done a great job making you feel like you're included. Like,
exactly.
I think it's just about inclusion. Like, if you feel like, if you're in a mass group of people, then obviously you're a pawn. So they just need to make you feel like you have a position for you not to be, deal with like being an anarchy, basically. Something that wants to be down with the establishment. You can't like get everybody to move together for that. So let's get everybody emotionally involved in something that they can talk about and be very angry about, and not know that it's not going to change.
Exactly. And that's the space I occupy, is like, whoever are making these decisions, and we can talk about it all we want on Instagram, but it's not going to do nothing. And so my thing is, so then,
you can get some likes,
how about you could...
Right.
Get your likes up real quick.
Get your impressions up real quick.
Double tap me.
So
status, you say?
How do you actually make a change? When you talk about, like, full circle, when you talk about Rockefeller and talking about like the family tree thing that they have, which means the amount of doors they open, but then you have to think about the amount of people that those people on that shirt influence every day.
Right.
Whoever's at the top of that shit has been moving quietly for so long, disagreeing with a lot of shit and just being like, I'm just gonna put my head down and go get the shit done. Right. Because a lot of y'all people ain't really about that life.
Right. Hov.
Absolutely.
Dame every 3 months Dame pops out and goes, Hov took everything, and Dame was okay. Just like, all right, my nigga. What now? NFT. What? All right, Dame. What now? Hov, just keep it lit. Right or wrong, my nigga. We had a bigger play at hand, and you couldn't figure out how to fit in the system. I'm sorry. That's on you. You got to figure this shit out. We got a bigger mission at hand. You still talking to me about right or wrong? To your point, it's going to take us a bag to really do what the fuck we need to do. We in or we not?
Now, Blue and them might have opportunity to talk about right or wrong. But in Hov's position, nah. just like Jaden and Willow has the opportunity to talk about what's right and wrong.
But they much rather just go do. Like that.
No, I'm talking about like what you do. What you do is on the form of like really going after what could potentially be right, as opposed to like what your parents did and what they've done wasn't always on the side of right. It was just a matter of thinking this is what this is what has to be done. Yeah. Not on the side of like what is completely right. The children have a chance to be on the chance of right just because of what the parents was able to do on the side of walking the line.
I'm sorry, that's what it looks like with real niggas on the other side. they kids turning into niggas that's just making shit. Nigga, water? Flint need water?
Water,
oh, nigga,
bro.
my little white partner doing that shit in his backyard. We'll send him a box. Nigga, like, what's that? And then Jaden just sends a whole fucking factory over there.
Yeah.
Because he been working on the shit. You know, I, like bet, my nigga, have every meeting you want. I want to do this. How can I help? Nigga, we're doing every day, for better or worse.
Yeah, but how can I help though?
Keep asking while Britt's like, hey man, I'm about to pull up on you with coffee and run this play real quick. I got niggas that's hitting my phone, going, hey, can I pull up on you? I got a play for you. It's niggas sitting courtside going, how can I help? And you watch it, nigga. You sitting in there asking how you help. It's a stranger in that's 3,000 miles away going, bro, I got to play for you real quick. You want to bust this down? Yeah. But you sitting right here going, how can I learn? Or you could just
or you could tell them and they'd be like, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that one, man.
That's the one.
How about check out something else?
You got another way?
Is there another play I can do?
Is it another way?
That's kind of what I want to do.